You know, when a family struggles to have a baby, sometimes that process can be heartbreaking and grueling. But we're going to take a look at what it looks like 22 years later for one local family in Alexandria.
Honestly, was just tired of being a skinny kid.
Plus a deep dive into a backyard rivalry that has turned to one of the biggest games in the state of Maryland.
I look forward to beating the whole team. No, it's fun seeing them cry after the games.
And straight ahead, two teams that are unbeaten in 6A. They would both be unbeaten had they not had the same mutual 5A opponent. A heavyweight battle went down last night in Northern Virginia.
And it came down to the last couple minutes.
Hello everyone, welcome again to High Def High School, brought to you by Quality Chiropractic. As always, Chad Ricardo and I bringing you an action-packed week of high school football action in the DMV. We are in the hot spot at Athletic Republic here in District Heights, Maryland. Last night, the biggest game of the week, not a traditional rivalry, but two teams that have just been tearing it up in 2021 so far. And then in Fairfax, a rivalry game of sorts. And then up in Frederick County, we got our first chance to see a perennial power last night. And Chad, there's some more games coming up this afternoon.
Coming up today, Joe Ball in D.C., we're going to see Roosevelt taking on a red-hot Dunbar team. And in WCAC play, Gonzaga will look to rebound after the debacle versus DeMatha as they play host to Good Counsel.
Number 13 Robinson Rams playing host to crosstown rival Lake Braddock. When these two squads link up, you can always expect fireworks. Trust me, bro, they did not disappoint. Quarterback Daniel Lepofsky completes the pass, but it's a fumble. Recovered by Billy Warder. And good teams turn takeaways into points, and Robinson is a darn good team. Will Cohen streaking down the sideline. Robinson leads 7-0. Lepofsky escaping the blitz, showing his athleticism, and the Bruins are on the move. Moments later, it's Lepofsky to Jalen Walker. And just like that, we're tied. Lepofsky leads Braddock right back down the field inside the 2. And right before the half, D-Lip shows off his wheels. Braddock, 17-14. Then the Bruins just went to work, bro. DJ Lawrence with the long run, putting the Rams in the spin cycle before punching it in himself. But wait, they're not done. Lepofsky goes up top to Dylan Corey, and Dylan done made his mama proud. 31-14, Braddock at the end of 3. Rams' undefeated season coming to an end. Everybody smells the upset, right? Not so fast. My little homie Grant St. Clair on the keeper cuts the lead to 31-21. It's St. Clair connecting on a moonball to Nordhaus. Man coverage up 10 late, maybe questionable. Grant St. Clair getting a little help from his friends, and what in the Tristan Lee? Robinson has erased the lead, and they weren't done. Sammy Gerard just gave them the lead. Robinson, 21 unanswered points. I can't believe it. Last chance for some Lepofsky magic, but no! Robinson comes all the way back to win this one, 35-31.
The Centerville Wildcats coming in hot. Their best start since 2018. They were hosting the big dog in the Concord, the Madison Warhawks. That Madison defense setting the tone early. Ryan Salvosa chasing down quarterback Brian Resto. He gets the sack early on the first series of the game. Then as the Warhawks take over, a long drive of short runs until Connor Berry keeps this one. He's got the ball moving deep into Wildcat territory. The Wildcats put a field goal on the board, down 7-3. They kick off to John Hurley. And you know what? You never kick the ball to John Hurley. He fakes the reverse and turns on the Jets. He's going to take this one back to the house. Breaks through the tape there at the end. Madison adds a two-pointer. It's 15-3 with 2:48 to play in the first half. We move to the second half now. Connor Berry drives the Madison offense down the field. Alex Dredge puts this one in the end zone. And the lead is 21-3 with 3:39 left in the third. But the Wildcats aren't done. They begin to claw their way back into this one. Resto pitches out to Jaden Seiler. Madison was looking for Ragland. Seiler is on the corner and he is in the end zone. And the Wildcats trail just 21-11 with 11:49 left in the game. The next Madison drive comes down to 4th down and 4 just outside the red zone. Mac Lewis takes the snap and Gent Veazey is in all over him. He gets the sack. Centerville gets the ball back with over 4 minutes to play, down by 10. A couple plays later, Resto drops back. He takes a shot. He's got Thomas McCoy over the top. Touchdown Wildcats. They pull it to within 4. Wildcats are going to go for 2, and instead they get 99. Eric Anderson is all over Resto, and the Warhawks run out the clock and win this one 21-17. It was John Kustra's birthday tonight.
There's nothing else I want more on my birthday. We need this win. We need to do well. We're on top of the Concord right now.
It's a Frederick County showdown. Our first look at number 9 Linganore as they play host to the Frederick Cadets. The Lancers entered tonight undefeated, Cadets 5-1. First quarter action, Frederick drove it all the way down inside the 5, but on 4th and goal, Brian Mbuthia is rudely met at the goal line by Carter Neal. Turnover on downs. Linganore didn't take long to give the fans more to cheer about. Sophomore Ethan Arneson follows the block of Joe Hopkins, and he gone. It's a race to the end zone, and spoiler alert, nobody catches him. 7-0 Linganore. Later in the first, Arneson following 5-2 again, setting the Lancers up deep in Cadets territory. And wouldn't you know it, little Ethan Arneson scores again. Did I mention he's just a sophomore? Some in the county picked Frederick to win this game, and it's because they got playmakers, bro. Mbuthia finds Trayvon Neal, and Neal does the rest, cutting the deficit in half. 14-7 is your score after 2. Quarterback Mbuthia has the Cadets in Linganore territory again, looking for wide receiver Joe Pelliate, but it's intercepted. Dylan Allnut with the all-star pick, and Linganore back in business. And it was time for my big homie, touchdown Timmy Connor, to go to work. Play action, Timmy goes up top to Jacob McIntyre with the big-time grab. That is a top play nominee. 21-7 Lancers. Yes, we are proud. We wear pink. We represent Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Connor with the key. Touchdown Timmy sprinting into Frederick territory before he's tackled by the turf monster. Timmy Connor getting it done. And on this night, what Justin Timberlake was to NSYNC, Ethan Arneson was to the Lancers. Arneson's 3rd touchdown of the game. Linganore goes up 28-7 and would hold on to win by a final score of 28-14. Much to the joy of that gentleman, Mr. T. Ethan, your thoughts, sir?
The O-line did their job, did a phenomenal job opening up the holes for me, and just good job all around up front.
They really are a good football team, and they got some great, outstanding talent, and we to to defend that, hold them to 2 scores was probably, nobody thought we could do that, but we did.
Hey, whatever happened to the multi-sport student athlete? Me and the Grill Crew will talk specialization later in the show.
And one Alexandria family has 2 miracles they thought they would never see. We'll tell you that story in a little bit.
But straight ahead, Joe Ball, 2 top 10 teams, the biggest rivalry in the state of Maryland. We're talking Jags and Cougars. High Def High School is in session right after the break.
That felt good. That was a good
If you've got arms, legs, a back, if you've got a body, period, you're going to need quality care. And the team at Quality Chiropractic treat you like family, and they heal people.
I love being here at Dr. D'Amato, the girls in the front desk. They make you feel like family when you come in every time.
Healing whole people, not just backs. Quality Chiropractic is here for you. Call now and book your appointment. Quality Chiropractic, adjusting the quality of your life.
My gosh.
Friday vibes, and they are good. Hopefully you got a chance to get out and see a game last night. I know Chad and I did.
Yeah, and Joe Ball, we are going to take a look at more of those games coming up a little bit later on, but it's getting time to the rivalry portion of the schedule. None bigger than this one. 2 schools separated by less than 10 miles, 2 teams with championship aspirations, 1 rivalry with statewide ramifications.
The better the QO Northwest rivalry is, the better for Montgomery County and the better for the state of Maryland.
On Friday night, the Quince Orchard Cougars and Northwest Jags will renew a rivalry so fierce, the Hatfields and McCoys are growing nervous.
If I play my brother, I want to, you want to beat him. It don't matter.
It's almost storybook, the kind of thing you see in movies.
8 out of the 9 last seasons, either us or QO has been in the state championship.
2 schools separated by mere miles.
And as a crow flies, school's only a mile away.
With student athletes who are friends by day.
Everybody knows each other and everybody wants to talk smack.
I know a couple guys. I haven't talked to them since the season started.
But adversaries under the lights.
On the field, though, these teams want to kill each other.
In recent history, the rivalry has gone back and forth.
I think he may have gotten a few more wins than I did.
With QO dominating the regular season.
Going back to 2013, that was the last time Northwest beat QO in the regular season.
Only to have Northwest even the score in the playoffs.
In the last 8 times they've played in the playoffs, they're 4-4 against each other.
Through the years, the Cougars have assumed the role of perceived media darling.
I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Maybe stars and recruits.
Those flashy players, chop a top 25 player in the country.
While the Jags, despite winning states in 2013 and 14, are often regarded as the county's proverbial stepchild.
It's no secret Quince Orchard's the most consistent program in the state.
I think being the underdog is fun. Play with a little chip on their shoulder. Maybe play a little harder, hit a little harder, run a little faster.
This year, the rivalry has a new wave of heat as QO alum Travis Hawkins settles into his role as Northwest's leading man.
Me always bleeding red and black. I bleed black and silver now, so.
Though the coaching relationships have generally been that of mutual respect.
He's a tremendous coach.
Both those guys are obviously, good coaches.
A past perceived slight by his alma mater has added fuel to Hawkins and the Jags' fire.
I interviewed over there. The vibes weren't what I expected.
He was offered a job and he didn't accept the position he was offered.
I expected to come back and be welcomed with open arms, and that wasn't the case.
Sometimes if things are personal, you kind of lose track of that game plan.
If I can beat him every time I get a chance, so that's just going to be the case.
And it's with that energy that these top 10 teams enter the field Friday night.
Going all the way back to 2004, the year that the seniors were born, Northwest has won 3 times in the regular season against QO.
The Jags believe this year's squad is built different.
And when we step on the field, we just want to be the most physical, dominant team we can be. And a lot of people don't like playing against a team like that for 4 quarters.
The Cougars always up to the challenge.
Teams can get rattled when they play the Jaguars, but this is nothing new for Quince Orchard.
I feel like we're tougher than any school in Montgomery County.
We're going to have to bring our big boy pants and we'll see what happens.
Quince Orchard.
But you want to beat them. It's that competitiveness.
Northwest.
It's the grit that we come out and play with. Everybody will see it next Friday.
Rivalry renewed Friday night. Joe Ball cannot wait to see this game. Love talking to both of these coaches, both of these student athletes. This is a rivalry. We're going to pick that later on.
And talk about it quite a bit, because I will tell you what, Daryl Harper Mr. Primetime, as you call him, alluded to a couple of weeks ago. That kid is off the charts good, and I love the way Donovan Brown carries himself. Looking at the way these guys are heading up to this game, you'd think that they have been winning this series for the last 10, 15 years straight. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but great game. I'm excited about that coming up. You know, a mighty oak tree starts out as just a tiny seed, and not every story in human endeavors turns out the way you think it will once you see the beginning. For one local family in Alexandria, they began a journey over 2 decades ago of heartache that yielded something absolutely beautiful in time. A couple struggled to become pregnant and start a family.
It took a lot of time and trying and patience and trying again and again.
For Alan Hope and his wife Teresa, the pain of trying without success to have a baby went on for 5 years.
The preparation and then disappointment and preparation, disappointment.
They were about to give up, but then a glimmer of hope.
She was like 5 months pregnant at that point in time, so we'd never gotten that far before.
They had a son. Elijah Hope was born in August of 2004.
He started from the time he could walk, he started climbing stuff. He's always been athletic. He's always loved the outdoors, climbing trees, picking up animals.
Elijah was nothing short of a miracle. In this petri dish, this set of cells became nothing short at all. Meet 6'4", 225-pound Elijah Hope. He's now 17 years old, plays defensive tackle and tight end for the West Potomac Wolverines, and he's not alone.
Give me a nugget now that you're over here.
Alan and Teresa wanted to try and have another child.
We're twins, yeah. They came from the same cycle of eggs.
Younger sister by almost 3 years, Kira Hope was frozen in a lab while her brother breathed and played as a toddler. Now Alan and his wife have 2 little angels. And at school, Elijah is hard to miss.
I'm the guy whose head you can see above everyone else's in the hallway.
But check this out.
August of last year, I was about 160. So I've packed on 65 pounds over the past year. I was about 6'1".
So you've gained 3 inches and 65 pounds in about 14 months.
Yeah.
Off the field, Elijah has responsibilities. Those of a big brother, like keeping the other boys from chasing his little sister.
Trust me, they won't.
Why?
Because I'm the biggest one out of my friends.
Now a senior, Elijah is preparing for college. He's nearly a straight-A student, and though 22 years ago there seemed no hope, for this family of 4, that heartbreak seems a distant memory.
Coming up later, Joe Ball and I are picking sides as we talk about next week's games.
And straight ahead, Chad is with the Grill Crew talking about sports specialization. Don't touch that remote. High Def High School is in session on the other side of the break.
Rumors are that you may be considering walking away from basketball. Would you like to confirm or deny that?
Yes, I would not be playing basketball no more.
Jason Moore, done with basketball. Does that mean that you'll be dedicating all of your attention to the game of football?
Yes, sir.
Woo, that is big news.
It's a huge news. DeMatha's 5-star defensive end, Jason Moore, also a basketball recruit, choosing to focus on football. Joe, specialization becoming more and more of a thing in high school athletics.
And speaking of that, Chad was with our Grill Crew this week talking about specialization. Here they are.
Joe, thank you very much. Let me introduce you to our guests here this week, a very distinguished panel, beginning, of course, with CEO and president of the March of Dimes, also photographer to student athletes throughout the DMV, Miss Stacy Stewart. Thank you very much.
Great to be with you.
Mr. Triple Threat himself, Josh Morgan Green, our returning champion, joins us. And Gonzaga Hoops head coach, also assistant coach with the Team USA Basketball U16 gold medal winner, Coach Steve Turner. Thank you all very much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us. Great to be here.
Hey guys, I want to speak about specialization in sports, especially now we've got the winter season upon us. We're getting out of the fall. Basketball is coming up. A lot of student athletes are beginning to make the decision between playing sports as opposed to playing multiples. Some coaches say that specialization is better because it allows the body to prepare for one thing. Others say play them all, get the feel for it, love what you're doing. What do we think here?
I'm still a believer in being a multi-sport athlete until you have to make a decision on being a specialized sport. I think kids who specialize, you probably see more frequent injuries from because they're only using certain body parts. I think the kids that you see playing that play multiple sports, you probably see less frequency of injuries because they're using more body parts and different parts that they wouldn't use in their one specialized sport. I believe you should take an opportunity to play anything you can until you can't.
Now, Stacey, not only are you the most athletic out of all four of us sitting on the stage, but you have recently also had daughters who are student athletes in multiple sports. So your take?
Yeah, no, I've talked to coaches and they go either way. I mean, there's some coaches that say they love to have a student that just focuses on their sport. Obviously, a little selfish, but then there are other coaches, especially college coaches, who say they love to see athleticism. They love to see their kids really know how to be an athlete in multiple sports. At the end of the day, I have to say that I think that the athlete themselves should really determine how active they want to be, how involved they want to be, because they'll be the best athlete if they love what they're doing. I look at a Kiki Rice who we know her for basketball, but she's an amazing soccer player, and you know her well.
Well, she DC Gatorade Player of the Year in both sports.
Absolutely. But then I know other girls who say, no, I just want to play lacrosse, or I just want to play soccer, and they love that. And I think as a parent, we should just follow where our kids want to go and support them in whatever direction they want to go in.
Josh, I want to come to you because you, of course, are a trainer primarily in basketball, but I know that you train multiple things. I had a coach tell me specifically that specialization was best, going against what Coach Turner said here, because they said that when you begin to move these different muscles, that your muscle memory kind of lapses because you're attempting to do multiple things instead of just building for that sport. What do you teach your basketball student athletes?
So I would disagree with that statement. I think what Coach Turner was saying is absolutely right. And what Stacey's saying is right, because when they're able to have the opportunity to do multiple sports and work multiple body parts, I think you get so much stronger in those different areas. Plus they're being exposed to a whole different world. So, but also like Coach Turner said before the show, rest and recovery is huge. So we have to make sure whether you're specializing or doing both sports, you're giving your body enough time to relax and recover.
And don't forget, you can go online anytime at highdefhighschool.com or our YouTube channel. Just search High Def High School and see extended versions of that Grill Crew conversation and any of our previous Grill Crew conversations.
And of course, Joe Ball, big-time games. It is about time we take a look at them.
Chad and I are picking sides on the other side of the break. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to High Def High School. Chad, you can do better. Joe, you're all right, but we can do better. Welcome back to High Def High School. Hosted by Alia, Allie, Cameron, and the Front Row.
Hey, don't forget, you can go online anytime to highdefhighschool.com or our YouTube page at just search High Def High School.
Yeah.
We're open 24 hours a day, and you can see all of our previous episodes and great digital content.
Yeah, man.
Right now, we've reached the time of the show where we're going to take sides. Chad and I are going to be fighting it out. We're picking games that are going on next week, and one of the biggest in Virginia, a traditional rivalry, a traditional game with a lot of meaning.
Sure.
It's going to have a little bit of a different feel this year, Chad.
Hey, Joe, I've been looking forward to this game. You look at it, Madison taking on Westfield. Let's be honest, Joe Ball, this Westfield team has been down this year. 3 losses on the season already, but they're always going to compete when it comes down to the wire. Madison, though, been steamrolling the competition as they faced off with Centerville this past week.
And you know, when you have parity in high school sports, you have teams that are pretty good. Anybody can beat anybody on any given week. Right now, Westfield is struggling, although they do have tremendous talent. Owen Thomas is a stud. Harrison St. Germain is Power 5 caliber football player. JT, he is just absolutely vicious when anybody comes over the middle. He's a hitter. But let's face it, I don't see this game as going to be close.
Joe Ball, so who are you picking here? Go on record.
I'm going to say Madison rolls in this one handily. It may be close for about a quarter, but I think Madison runs away with this one, and the wheels fall off, and it gets ugly early on.
Joe Ball has been spot on with his predictions. Roll the tape back. You'll see that from him. Better record than I have. I'm going to choose what would be an upset in prior years.
You are not.
In prior years. Not this year, though. I'm going Connor Berry, Alex Dredge. John Hurley's going to make a huge play in this game. Madison gets it done against Westfield.
All right. In the district.
This is huge, Joe. You can't ask for a bigger game. You talk about rivalries, this is the one. Murray versus Sidwell, it is as old as the dawn of time. Coach Engelberg has his Murray team ready to defend the DCSAA championship, but what Coach Don Davis has done with this Sidwell team, they were coming into this weekend undefeated. I'm calling an upset here, Joe Ball, and I mean it. I mean it. The Sidwell Quakers, they've won more games this year in the last 3 years combined. Don Davis gets it done. Sidwell knocks off Murray.
2020 has done a lot of crazy things to a lot of programs. In this case, I think it basically elevated Sidwell's program.
Elevated Sidwell. Murray will hop back after this game, but I'm picking the Quakers.
And in the WCAC, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah, huge game. We've got the #1 team in the land, St. John's. They are taking on this DeMatha team. This is a rivalry again that everyone waits for. They've got this one circled, Joe Ball. I'm looking at this DeMatha team. The offense is picking up. The defense has been playing spectacular all season long. The St. John's Cadets, we visited with this team. Coach Pat Ward had them on a mission to not only win games, but to ultimately compete for a WCAC championship. I'm excited right now.
Hard to say you would ever say that this was a David and Goliath matchup, but I will say this year DeMatha would be fighting an uphill battle to win this game. However, they're firing on all cylinders. This DeMatha team has been absolutely strong and growing and vicious on both sides of the football, but they're taking on St. John's, who is just loaded with talent.
The St. John's squad is loaded. Kind of to the point that you were making there, though, Joe. DeMatha did not allow a touchdown in 3 consecutive weeks. That defense getting it done. Denzel Gardner at quarterback, just a freshman, but he grows up game after game after game. And KJ Winston, their big play wide receiver / safety, he makes plays all over the field. He's going to attempt to neutralize Wyatt Hagan and that high-powered St. John's Cadets offense.
All right, so who are you picking?
I am going to make this short for you, Joe Ball. Going to save my exasperations for the next pick 'em here. St. John's wins this game. St. John's Cadets are all powerful. They're great on offense. They're great on defense as well. DeMatha will see them in the championship game potentially, but St. John's goes into PG County and knocks off DeMatha, staying undefeated.
Do you remember a time when there were no upsets year in and year out in the WCAC? It was basically run by DeMatha.
It was run by DeMatha, run by good counsel before that, but run by DeMatha after that. I don't want to give away too much, Joe Ball, but we could be seeing the dawn of a new age. The St. John's Cadets, Coach Ward, Coach Terrence Bird, this entire staff and student athletes, they're on a mission, bro.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take a stab at this. I think Coach Bill McGregor coming back to DeMatha, I will say St. John's seems like the by far more talented team on player. But DeMatha is playing lights out right now. I say the Stags are going to take down St. John's in a big WCAC upset.
Denzel Gardner, get it done for Joe Ball.
And up in Maryland doesn't get any bigger. Probably a game we've been looking towards all year long, and actually with more anticipation as the weeks have been going on, because the Northwest crew has just been lighting it up. But Northwest, Quince Orchard, coming up next week.
Joe Ball, top 10 matchup. You look at Coach Hawkins, you look at Coach Kelly, you look at these two squads, not only this game, but they are championship contenders. I look at this matchup, Joe, it truly is the grit and the grind that Northwest possesses compared to the athleticism and the skill that is matching up of QO here. This one's going to be dynamite.
And I have to say, when you speak of athleticism, that's been on display with Northwest the last 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, they are literally tearing things up. So I think that Northwest is the little brother in terms of image.
That's what they say.
Of QO. But I think they're on target this week. I think that they are prepared. And quite frankly, I think they've got the guys to make this happen. Northwest takes QO down a peg and moves on in putting themselves in big position towards playoffs.
Joe, when you start talking about Northwest, and look, out there in Germantown, they're celebrating right now. You talk about Northwest, you look at Daryl Harper, you look at Darius Lorefields, you look at Peter Kickwada and Devin Anderson and everything on this squad. It's hard to go against them. They beat a team 74-0 this year. I'm sorry, Walter Johnson. This team is great. Coach Hawkins has them going. Joe, my mind says that this game is all Northwest. My football intellect says that their toughness pulls this one out. But my heart, Joe, my heart is with the Cougars. I'm telling you that Steven Saniola, Jalen Husky, Donovan Brown, they are going to walk into Northwest and they are going to knock off the Jags one more time, staying undefeated and headed towards another step towards the Maryland 4A championship.
Chad's got Coach Kelly and the Cougars. I'm going the other way. I say Northwest knocks them down at the knees.
Cougars.
Hey, that's all the time we have, and we want you to come back here again next week and check us out again, 11:30 a.m. on Saturday morning on WJLA 7 News. And then you can go online to www.highdefhighschool.com or our YouTube channel. Just search High Def High School. We're open 24 hours a day.
24/7.
Anytime you want, you can go on there and check out all of our previous episodes and lots of great digital content. And we want you to interact with Chad and I during the week. For Chad, Ricardo, I'm Joe Ball. We'll see you again next time.